All right, guys, Tom here from Green Mountain Projects, bringing you a pretty sweet video today on a nice product that I'm super hyped to do a review and test out. It's by a company called Worksport. So this is a aluminum tri-fold bed cover that actually has the ability to stand up. So, I've had a handful of bed covers, and I'm really interested to see how this one stacks up against them. I've dealt with Diamondback, I've dealt with Backflip, the Paragon covers, and then even just the cheaper, the vinyl trifold, rough country, and everyone has their own version of it basically. Let's get this thing opened up and see what our friends at Worksport sent us. All right, let's get this thing opened up. Very important part of a product is its shipping, its packaging, and just how it comes protected wise, which first impression, this hits all the marks. It's got the extra dual layers of cardboard protection for impact. It's strapped even on the inside portions of it, not just on the outside of the box. The box in itself, it came in good shape. Obviously it held up to the travel, so very happy to see that. A good first mark for any product out there. So going through the components here, we've got this long skinny box. So we have some kind of rail system here, a couple bags of hardware. You've got your directions, which I'll go into that a little more in depth in a few minutes. We got another small box here, some brackets and some more directions specific to that. So we're gonna keep that together. And then it looks like what we've got left here is really the main portion of the cover itself. So we're gonna get this pulled out of the box here and plopped on my work table. So something to know about this. This is the Worksport NEXUS cover. It's a new product of theirs. They do have a couple other models too. There's just a trifold. There's a trifold that stands up. They actually have one. The whole top of the cover itself is like a solar panel. So like you can use it for charging and off-grid power, which is really cool. So this one, the NEXUS is the full aluminum locking trifold. So it basically, it trifolds, and then it also locks standing up. So it's parallel with the back of your rear windscreen of your truck. It gives you that ability to have that full bed. So let's take a look at it. They really got this thing packaged well. I'm very pleased with that. Oh, we got bubble wrap underneath it too. Wow. A+ job on protecting their product. Say starting out, my first opinions of seeing this, it looks like it has a really nice coating on this aluminum. This looks like the locking system here that locks into the side rails. It's got really easy pull handles to unlock it on both sides. So super simple operation. And they got bubble wrap between each layer, even better. Man, look at that. That is a good looking cover. They're really nice. I mean, this is a really nice look. I kind of like it how it's like trimmed out. It's got a really nice matte black finish to it. It feels very durable. I'm very impressed right off the bat with this thing. It looks very rugged. And then the seals here between each panel looks, I'd say, second to none. That's pretty nice. Something also to point out here, the way this works is this has like a really good seal that goes along the perimeter of this whole thing that sits on the top of your bed rail, which is really good for having a really good waterproof seal. All right, now I'm going to take you through all the parts and pieces. The first thing we're going to talk about is we got these rails here, right? So you've got two identical longer rails right here, and then you got two identical shorter rails. Basically, each long rail goes with one of the shorter rails, and they get connected together into one really long rail that goes on either side of your bed. To connect those, you're also going to get these connection alignment brackets, which has just a little Allen detent screw in that. So basically you'll slide this in the short rail, slide the long rail onto the other side, tighten it so they stay together as one full assembly. There's some sealing tape that comes with that as well. Comes with the Allen wrench for that, which is a nice touch, so you don't have to worry about having that on you. We've got some, these are called retainer brackets. Comes in the package with a handful of these T-screws, so it's got a flat square head on it so that it slides in the tracks. We also have the retaining clips here, which these will go on the top of the cover so that when you have your cover opened and tri-folded, you can plug the clips in that are attached to the cover into this. so that it keeps the air from flopping it over on you and breaking it. Next, we have the clips. So there's a bag that comes with 6 of these clips, and then there's a separate bag that comes with another 2. They look identical, but I'm keeping them separate just in case, because clearly they were separated for a reason. Additional to that, we've got your 3M tape, which is your bulkhead seal. So basically that top front edge of your bed, this would go on the top of that so that the cover seals to it. In addition to all these parts, what really defines the NEXUS is this component right here. So we've got the locking brackets, have a long cable on them. Basically, one of these goes on either end, and what it does is uses this connection point here. It'll lock into that, so when the cover goes up, it locks in and it doesn't allow the cover to flop around basically. And it has a really nice easy pull cable to disconnect it. This is really the main feature of this cover that is very unique to many other bed covers. You know, as I've seen before with other covers that have that technology to lock the thing standing up parallel to your cab, this is a super solid aluminum bracket. It's very sturdy. It has a really nice heavy duty latch here, a heavy duty latching point on the rail. So it's like, it's actually going to be meant to last. I'm very excited for this part of the cover. In addition to that, there are some components here. These are basically just little plastic components that go on the cover that help protect the cable. And the NEXUS brackets do come with their own set of directions, so it specifically lays out how this works. Something to note too is it does come with this awesome 3-year warranty. Well, you've got this sheet that gives you all the details on that. It's got the customer service emails and phone numbers that you can contact in the case you need to. Overall, I'm just very impressed with the whole presentation of all the documentation, the packaging, the parts. You know, it all looks very high quality, very professional. Now, just to go over tools required for this, you're going to need a utility knife, just a number 2 Phillips head screwdriver, typical Phillips head, and then the 10mm and a 13mm socket or wrench would work too, and the included Allen wrench that they give you, obviously. All right, now getting into this install, as stated in the directions, we're basically going to start with getting the 2 rail components together. So I'm going to grab one of each of the rails. So you got the long piece and the short piece here. You are going to need your rail connection pieces with the detents, and then we have our sealing tape, the Allen wrench that was included. So for these rails, you will want the elusive 10mm socket for these bolts here that basically secure the T-bolts in the track so that you can slide these components with, because you will have to adjust some of these throughout the install to get them dialed into where they need to be. You're going to want to have the D ring here for connecting into the bracket. That's going to be towards the bulkhead end of the truck bed. You're going to want to have that on the far end of the bracket, and then you're going to want to take the small bracket that, if you're looking at the T-track side of it, it has the L bracket here. This is what the bed cover would snap onto to keep it closed. Make sure this is on your left side. So this would be the left side of the bed, or the driver's side. And then the passenger side, you'd want the bracket that has this on the right side. And then also that D-ring would be on the far left. You know, one note to say about these is there's a lot of seals on this. You have this seal on the back edge that seals against the side of the bed rail. You've got this on the top that's going to seal against the bed cover. So you're going to have like basically 2 layers of seals on the top of your bed and 1 on the side. So there's like 3 layers of seals that the water would have to get through to get into the bed, which is an impressive amount of fail safes there. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our little alignment tools. This is going to be going in this right here. You want to make sure that the Allen side that you stick the Allen wrench into is facing out. We're going to put this one in halfway on this bracket here. Tighten down those little detent Allen screws. Then we'd be coming over to this bigger bracket here, and we'd be sliding it right in the same lower track. Now, you'll notice when you slide these in, they are going to kind of hit on that seal on the back side. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to pull this seal back just a little bit like that. Then you're going to grab the included seal strips. Then you're going to take the seal strip. You're going to start on the top edge here, right over the gap, and run it down like that. And then you can attach these seals kind of back over. You're probably going to have to take a utility knife to cut that a little short so they marry together better. And then you're going to want to tighten these up. So at the far end, so the bulkhead side, which would be to the right of this. You're going to want to get these brackets right here. So for this, there's 2 bags. There is 4 smaller T-bolts, and then there's these 2 larger ones. You're going to want the bag with the 4. Take these T-nuts, slide 2 of them in per track. We're going to put this bracket on these 2 bolts, get the lock nuts started, and then the directions call for this off the end of the rail, space it about 1/4 inch. And just like that, you have one full rail assembly set up and ready. Now you're just going to go over, you're going to prep your other rail assembly the same way. All right, now coming up on the top of the bed, your bulkhead right here, we're going to put on the seal. So you're going to butt it up right against these plastic caps right here. And now for getting these rails mounted up, it's fairly easy. This is just going to butt right to the front. There's a little edge right here, so this sits on top of the bed rail. So just push it on top and set it right down. And then what you're going to do is you're going to get 3 of your clamps here. You're going to want to put one way towards the front, one in the middle, and one towards the end. And then it also gives you a really good diagram right here of exactly how that clamp should be put into the track. This top piece here is going to go right into the top track, because there's the T track here, and then there's this top track. And then once it's in, you're going to have it lined up just like this. So this would be the inside side pinching on the back side of your bed rail right here. What I would do is unscrew this completely out so it's in 2 pieces, tuck this rail in, and then come up behind it with the back piece and then just screw it back in. Make sure your bed rail here is slid all the way to the front as far as it can go, and then come here with your 13 millimeter and just get it nice and good hand tighten. Don't over tighten this, because these are aluminum. You could strip them out if you went at them with an impact gun. Now we got one side done. All right, so we got both of our rails on the sides. We've got our seal on the bulkhead. So now we're gonna get our full cover and we're gonna take it up. You're also gonna wanna grab the bag with the 2 bigger T-bolts in it. Basically, there's a track on the cover. We slide the T-bolts into that, and then those 2 plates that are on the far end of it have holes in the top. Those bolts will go down through those holes, and that's how you tighten the front end of the cover down to your side rails. It's not horribly heavy, but it's not light and flimsy either, which is, I'd say, just how you want it. This side right here that has this, that's the front end of it. So this is the track here on the bottom edge of the top piece. You're going to take those 2 T-bolts. There's a little slide here where it can get inserted in, and then you'd slide it towards the end. Careful not to have those 2 bolts fall out. First off, you're going to want to get the front edge aligned. Then you're basically going to just find that bracket right here. Try to get that bolt lined up with it. And under here you can see we got that T-bolt coming through that bracket. We've got a black washer and a lock nut we're going to get threaded onto there. And then we have our 13 millimeter socket wrench that we're going to get it just loosely tightened, because we want to check alignment on this whole thing before we sucker in completely. All right, now that we got those T-bolts kind of hand tightened, now we're going to check our alignment here. So we're going to unfold this. It's a little crooked, so we're going to have to adjust it a little bit. Now we got to check. You can see here this side latched, but this side did not. So we're going to have to adjust where those little latch plates are so that they line up with the latches on the cover itself. We're going to want to get that 10 millimeter socket wrench out to basically slide these plates to where they hit a latching point. But before we do that, I'm going to tighten down the 2 T-bolts at the front, because I've got the alignment confirmed now. So we're going to start with aligning this one. When I bring it down, see, this is one of the ones that did not latch. This one's very close, so I'm just going to loosen up these 2 Phillips screws. We're going to push it as far as it'll go. So left and right on that flat plate, we are hitting right in the middle, which is good, and we're getting a good catch. And when I release it, it releases fully. When I drop it down, it snaps in, so we're in a good place there. Now, something I want to adjust on this side over here, the plate is actually a little higher. There's about there's like a gap between that locking piece. You see, I'll pull it so you can see it. and the top of that plate. So what we're going to do is we're going to loosen the plate. They have some play. It can go up and down so we can get that tightened up. That caught good. Nice touch they've added is, so this one is a little more central to the panel. It's not located at the edge of it like the other two. So they actually added this easy pull strap right here so that you don't have to reach way under the panel to get to this pull piece. You just pull this little tab right here and it'll release the panel. So now that we've got the bed cover on and adjusted, we are going to put on these little brackets here. Look like this. Basically, it's just meant to receive this clip so that when you have it tri-folded up, it's not going to lift up and fly away on you. Screw those in. Get it nice and hand tight, and you are good to go. You will just need to adjust this. So plug it in here, get it to where it's snug, and it's not going to let the cover flop away on you on the highway. All right, guys, so now for the piece that I'm most excited for is the NEXUS locking brackets that we got right here. You can see on the cover, and they nicely protected them with little rubber caps. Two little pieces of threaded rod that are connected. So basically what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to take these brackets that are connected by this wire. You want to take the side that the wire is coming out of. That's the inside face. So you just be putting this right over here, dropping it as part of the install. There's the little bag that comes with the NEXUS brackets specifically. Have these little plastic pieces, and then we have 4 washers and nylon lock nuts, which these will utilize the 10mm socket wrench. Now we're going to need to basically adjust this bracket, which this is what the clip here catches on. So we're going to loosen this guy up, slide it down this way, and that's going to catch that, and tighten this up. Pull the cable, unlatch it, and you just want to test it and make sure that when it gets up, it's going to latch. Now, something I recommend doing, since this kit came with 2 additional clamp brackets, since there's going to be some force in this, especially if you're driving down the road with this holding this open, I would put this clamp right in front, because you have one right behind it. I put this clamp right in front of this bracket as well, just to give it a little extra stability. Basically, the last step of this process is to get this cable management kind of dealt with, and they give you these clips right here. So what you're going to want to do is first, make sure these little pull handles are slid to the far end on both sides. You're going to take this piece, which there's these 2 that look similar, and there's this one that's all on its own. This is to help keep the cable in this track here. Put the cable in the track underneath this thing. This is going to go kind of right in the middle, which you can kind of center it off. There's a Worksport logo up here in the middle, so just kind of go straight down from that. So right here, make sure the cable's in the track. You're going to put this in with the clip ends kind of down first. It's going to go in, and it should make a click sound. Then coming over on either of the sides, you're going to want to take this cable piece here. Now, this is going to be oriented specifically, so this is actually going to be the passenger side. You want this piece that kind of comes up and out being on, pointing towards the side it's going to. On the back here, there's a channel for the cable. So you're going to run the cable through the top and then through the back, just like that. It'll click into place. You just kind of slide it left and right until it locks in, and that's where it wants to live. So now you can pull this handle on either side, and it releases both things, so the whole thing can come down for you. I absolutely love this system. All right, guys, so this concludes my video here on the Worksport NEXUS tri-fold cover. And let me say, I absolutely love this. I think I'm gonna say that this is probably my favorite bed cover I've had to date. I've been exposed to a handful of other very good bed covers that all, succeed in their own ways. I'll say NEXUS, for what I need, is really hitting the mark the best, which for me, I need security, I need durability, waterproofness, and the ability to have more bed space when I need it. With durability, it's got what they call their diamond coat finish on their aluminum panels. It's like, I tried scratch testing it, and I basically can't scratch it. Security wise, it's all locking from inside the bed, so if your bed's locked, no one's getting into it, and it's hard. It's strong, durable aluminum, so it's not like someone can go slash it like you can with a vinyl cover. Which, the nice thing too with this is the bed access, because now that it has this ability to, which this is not a new thing to bed covers, but with the way they've done these auto locking kickstands with a really quick, easy, quick release, it's changing that whole dynamic to a point where it's, actually feasible to use it, and you can trust the durability of the brackets to keep it up this way when you're driving around the road. Another key thing with this bed space that it gives you is how little of the front of the bed it's taking up. I'm getting less than 4 inches, especially if you have a truck with a smaller bed, that every inch counts. I must say I absolutely love the release mechanisms on this. Super easy, quick pull. This thing flops down and then it just clicks at each section, and it's got those nice easy release pulls here, and you've got yourself a nice secure bed space for whatever you need to keep secure, clean, and dry. The gaskets on this thing are awesome. You've got like 3 layers of seals. Must say overall, I'm super pleased with this product. All right, guys, well, you should definitely go check out Worksport for yourself. Go look on their website. The link is in the description, as well as use my coupon code. A little bit of a discount on your purchase. Let them know I sent you as well, and get yourself a real awesome cover. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more videos on the channel like these, and have a good one.